Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Arctic Dungeon Master. So, in case you haven't noticed, we're outside today, and I'm by a fire, which hopefully you can hear, and I'm with the bugs. So, this video is either going to go as long as this fire, which let's hope it goes, or it is going to go as long as I can stand the bugs. I'm in Alaska, so that means mosquitoes. But hopefully they go away as the smoke from the fire actually develops. Got a nice fire going. Really excited about it. Wish I could share it with you guys, but the best I can do is bringing my camera out here. Wow, the bugs are bad. Or I guess this video will go until I stop talking. But anyhow, today's topic is something that's kind of been annoying me recently, is just all the D&D podcasts and live stream plays and everything like that. Not gonna lie, I got a player who was like, oh, we should, cause he has a Twitch, he's like, we should live stream our games on Twitch. Did you not see that mosquito? That thing was huge, like gigantic. Yeah. Be right back. I'm gonna look for some citronella. I didn't find any citronella, but there's a nice fire going now. Anyhow. Got a mosquito bite on the back of my shoulder blade. Alright, and so like I was saying, I had a player who was like, ooh, we should live stream on my Twitch, because he has a Twitch that he live streams his Fallout, no, not Fallout, some video game. It just recently came out, I can't remember the name. It's the one with Keanu Reeves, and you can fortify Mustangs or whatnot. Anyhow, he was like, we should live stream on my Twitch, and it can go into your YouTube feed, and it will feed your algorithm. Now I am tempted, but in reality, I think that there's a lot of D&D podcasts already. Do you hear the roaring of that fire? It's nice. It's getting a little warm. It is 63 degrees out here, which is warm for Alaska. And I have a fire because I want to have a fire conversation with you. Fireside chat. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to call this video. Fireside chat. So, anyhow. I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted. Let me play with the fire just a wee bit, not gonna log them down. There we go. Do you see the ash coming? It's like almost snowing. No, just kidding. It's not that bad. I don't think you can see it. Anyhow, I got a nice fire going. Really, really nice. Let me try to show you just a wee bit. You can see the top at least. Alright, so going back to me. Alright, just had to level it. Alright, So, like I said, there's a lot of these D&D live play podcasts, live stream Twitches. I watch a few of them, not religiously, like the Blood, Guts, and Guts, Glory, and Girls, I think is what they're called. I'll watch them once in a while, mainly because I'm trying to put a toddler to sleep, but that's about it. nap time. What puts her to sleep than girls fighting D&D demons and dragons and whatnot? One of the more popular ones, which I have a player who watches Critical Role. A lot of people actually, the group that I play D&D with, they watch Critical Role like a religion. And I'm just not there. I think Matt Mercer is good at what he does. Don't get me wrong, I'm no Matt Mercer. He's like the god of DMs or whatever. But I'm not there. And I hate it when people are like, oh, well, that's not how Matt Mercer would do it. And if anyone in my campaign ever does that, that is the last session that they'd be attending. Because I'm the DM, not Matt Mercer, and not them. So really what I say is gonna go. Now, I'm not jealous of Matt Mercer's success or anything like that. I don't know if I could do Dungeons and Dragons as a job, as a profession. I do these videos mainly out of fun. I really love Dungeon in a Box, which is why I do this. And at one time, Dungeon in a Box was thinking about doing one of these things. And I don't know if I would watch that, because I'm pretty sure they would have followed the module books much more closely than I have. I mean, as a DM, I have warped it to fit the story for my players. As a DM, that is my job. But that is completely going off the topic of what I want to talk about. And that's really, I just want to complain about all of the live stream Twitch podcasts of Dungeons and Dragons playthroughs. And what really set me off was the announcement about Jeff Goldbloom doing a D&D podcast. That is what set me off. Mainly because I think that there's enough. And I'm waving my hands mainly just so this doesn't look like it's dead, but also to keep the bugs away. So I apologize if I'm really confusing you and annoying you, but I'm doing this to keep the bugs away from me. Now, I have not listened to this podcast yet. The podcast that Jeff Goldbloom is on is called Dark Dice. I have unfortunately started listening to season 1 of Dark Dice. I think it's called The Nameless God or something like that. I don't know what it's called. I know that the first episode is called The Silent One, and it is about an occult worshippers who are trying to bring back the Nameless God by seeking help of the Nameless One, or the Silent One. They're trying to get the Nameless God to come to their world by the help of the Silent One. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Now, this does not have Jeff Goldblum. He is in season 2. I am listening to season 1, and it is completely different than what I thought. Do I think that there's too many D&D podcasts? Yes. Why did I give this a chance? I don't know. I am appalled that I did. I am appalled even more that I enjoy it. I enjoy it way more than Critical Role. Mainly because of the dice rolls. If I wanted to listen to dice rolls, I would totally be playing D&D myself. In fact, it's kind of like watching Major League Sports. That's what Critical Role is, Major League Sports. If I wanted, and I don't like watching sports, I'd rather play the sport myself, and that is how I feel with watching Critical Role. I don't want to watch other people play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't want to watch someone else DM. I do agree with diversifying how you see DMing, you know? There's nothing wrong with approaching different games, seeing how those are DM'd or anything like that. But you don't need to watch a whole season of Critical Role, and that annoys me. I don't know why it does. I would rather be playing than it's getting really, really hot. I'd rather be playing than watching Critical Role. But I can't say the same about Dark Dice. And this is no plug for them. I promise you they're not paying me. Mainly because my thoughts about them has changed in the last 24 hours, or more like 8, which is appalling. Because I wanted to do a video complaining about them, doing another D&D podcast. Jeff Goldbloom's jumping on the bandwagon. Everyone's trying to be the next Critical Role. That is what I wanted to do. Instead, I'm just like, wow, this is like watching a movie. You know, like how you watch like a movie about sports, like The Sandlot, or 42, or Major League, is it Major League Baseball, the one with Michael Sheen, I mean? No, not Michael Sheen. Ooh, the guy from 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen. At one time, I was able to do this. And that was a long time ago. I don't need to know celebrities now. Oh, wow, this is going on 12 minutes. The fire is nice and roaring. I kind of want to scoot back, but I'd be a pussy if I did. Sorry, children. Bugs. All right, if I scoot back, the bugs will attack me even more. I know that. But I had to do it. It was getting toasty. Toasty, I tell you. Got a nice fire going. Anyhow, like I was saying, I enjoyed Dark Dice. What they do is they record the playing session, and then they kind of make it into a dramatized radio show. They cut the dice out. They put a lot of narrative in by the Dungeon Master, whether it's during the gameplay or afterwards, I'm not sure. And then another thing that they do is they add amazing sound effects in post, which is good. I enjoyed the first episode a lot, actually, a lot more than I wanted to. I wanted to listen to it to hate on it, but I can't. I enjoy it. I want to get through the first season so I can get to the second season, because apparently Jeff Goldblum is phenomenal. Yeah, that's what people are saying. And I read those headlines thinking, yeah, it can't be that good. It's just a bunch of dorks playing D&D. Which, if you want to know what a bunch of dorks playing D&D is, you should watch one of my sessions. Because we're just a bunch of dorks eating food and playing D&D. And I mean eating food, because I literally cooked a ton of chicken legs. Ow, those bugs. A ton of chicken legs today for my D&D players on that grill behind me. Unfortunately, we didn't play because we were missing 3 players. Bugs, I'm going to kill you if you land on me. Why you landing on me? You know what is interesting? Just a side note, when they're campaigning, adventuring in the D&D world, there's no mosquitoes. I think that's a flaw. I can't take a shit in the wilderness up here in Alaska without a mosquito bite, without 30 mosquitoes trying to bite my ass. Yeah, they can sit around a fire and chit-chat about what they're going to do the next day. There's no way they should be getting long rests without dying from mosquitoes. That's right, the next D&D monster in 6th edition is going to be a giant mosquito that's going to carry the players away. They're going to call it the Alaskan mosquito. So, I guess to wrap it up, Dark Dice is good. It's not like Critical Role. I'm tired of all these live playthrough of D&D sessions. I will probably never do such a thing. I say probably because I might end up getting desperate one time. I can't see what's going to happen 5 years down the road with this Arctic Dungeon Master channel. In fact, at the end of Dark Dice, they plugged in their campaign that you can buy and play yourself. And I thought, you know what, if I actually ever write my own campaign, making a live stream game and plugging it in would be a great way to do it, to advertise the game. So ladies and gentlemen, I think that's my thoughts. I'm tired of all the live plays. I will probably never do a live play, but I can't promise that. Dark Dice is awesome. I hate saying that because I wanted to hate on it so much. I had so much more hate for D&D playthrough streams and podcast shows, and to not hate it makes me sad. It makes me weep. Makes me want to go inside and eat a pint of ice cream. But I'm not going to, because I don't have a pint of ice cream. I have half a pint, a quarter of a pint of ice cream, and it's Lucky Charms ice cream, and it's disgusting. I totally have 4 sticks to throw in the fire, and I'm not going to. Mainly because I don't know what else to say. I wish this could be a live stream so that I could talk to you into questions. Let's just banter back and forth about podcasts. In fact, hit me in the comments. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you listen to any of the live streamings? There are some stream plays of Dungeon in a Box. None of them are good. Sorry. I mean, my heart goes out to you guys who did do the live streams. It takes a lot of balls to do that. But the difference between them and, say, Critical Role is a whole bunch of trained voice actors. If I was to do a live stream on my gameplay, I would not want to do it with the people that I play with. 1, we're always eating. 2, we are eating. I mean, there's always chips and salsa, homemade chips and salsa, homemade pulled pork, homemade food. It's a potluck of food that we're all fat and just stuffing our faces with food. Except for the 18-year-old kid, he's not fat. He has a metabolism, while the rest of us are like 30 goddamn mosquitoes. But that's it, man. If I was to do a live stream, I would go back to the people in college that I did theater with, that I did film production with. I would go back to those people and be like, hey, let's do a D&D podcast. And they would look at me and go, no, not at all. Which is true. Because 1, I don't think they know how cool D&D is, and 2, I was not a D&D player in college. But if I was, things might have been different. I do wish that I had gotten into D&D much earlier than, my age now. I'm in my 30s and I'm just diving into this thing, and it's ridiculously crazy. But yeah, the people I do D&D with, we should not have our own show. Anyhow, that's my thoughts. You should definitely check out Dark Dice. Let me know what you think if you listen to the Dark Dice podcast. Let me know if you've played their campaign. It sounds wicked. It sounds really dark, too. Anyhow, those are my thoughts. Let me know if you agree, disagree. Feed the comments, feed the algorithm, really. And I might do another one of these next week. It all depends on how this goes. Is this going to be successful? Do people like this different idea? I guess now that I got you here, because I was literally just putting my kid down and going through the view count on my recent videos, which is another reason why I wanted to do a fireside chat. I really want to know your guys'. I really want to see what I can do to get more views on my channel. My more popular ones are about Dungeon in a Box. And as you know, I might not be doing Dungeon in a Box openings. Let's see, I'm on like box 7 or something. So like, in 5 more months, I might not be doing Dungeon in a Box. So we'll find out. That's where I'm at. I'm trying to figure stuff out. I am really horrible at doing crafting videos. Just throwing that out there. Anyhow, I'm getting close to 20 minutes. I don't need an extra long video to say, I don't like D&D podcast live stream game playthroughs. But Dark Dice is different. And if there's other shows like Dark Dice, let me know. Because I really, really like Dark Dice. And I'm reading Dragonlance right now, well, as an audiobook. And I enjoyed the Drizzt novels. I plowed through those, and I'm trying to get through Dragonlance, but I'm just not getting the time that I was having, which is a shame. But definitely hit me up on if there's any other podcasts like Dark Dice. I would be willing to give them a shot, because I like the dice guy on YouTube, the Ribbinator, but I don't like watching his game plays. There's nothing against him or his style of DMing. Gameplay videos are just not for me. Anyhow, I'll see you guys. Excuse me. Allergies. Excuse me. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching this video from the Arctic Dungeon Master. If you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the little bell icon so you can get notifications. And if you really, really liked it, please think about supporting this channel by clicking on the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description below. Every little bit helps. Thanks, guys. See you next week.